Ashley Graham and I are not both body positive, quote unquote, but we definitely have, at least with that word, that term plus size, we have different views of it. And I also think, thinking about the growing pains too, that when I see an idea that's being touted as body positive, it seems to feel negative. There seems to be a focus on the appearance of a person, not so much how that person is feeling. Because look, we could show up however we want to show up in the world, but it's not so much about what you think or what I think of how that person is showing up, but how are they feeling about themselves in the moment? Are they accepting of whatever it is that they are or what they're inhabiting, or are they fighting with themselves? Are they hating themselves? Because I might love their outfit, you might hate their outfit, but who cares? Like, or you might think they look good in that outfit or whatever. It doesn't matter. It's just, at least I don't think it matters as much as what that person feels. And so, yeah, I think some of the pains in the movement right now are more about how we're showing up and what other people think about what we look like. And as I'm talking, I'm remembering reading a blog post from a model and a blogger. She's like an plus size influencer who I thought I would call body positive. And then she wrote something on her blog and she was like, I think the body positive movement is just, people who are fat trying to gain acceptance from other people. And I'm like, I don't think that's what that is. Like, I disagree with that. But yeah, just to say, there are growing pains, but I do see the trend towards greater acceptance. And so whatever we got to do to get there, I'm happy. I'm happy about that.
Absolutely.
As long as it's moving in that direction. Yeah.
Absolutely. You are listening to Our Voices. My name is Natasha Nurse. More with my guest, Patricia Birch, attorney and model, next on the Voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
When Dad needed help getting around, I became his driver. Soon enough, it was up to me to be his housekeeper and financial manager, too. When he moved in, I became his cook and even his nurse. But no matter what roles I play, I know I'm still his daughter.
We understand the roles you play. So to help, we created aarp.org/caregiving, where you can connect with experts and other caregivers. Visit aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Our Voices on the Voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. My name is Natasha Nurse, and my guest today is Patricia Birch, attorney and model. So many questions, so little time. Okay, so I wanted to ask you, fellow lawyer to lawyer, you're practicing, of course. I'm just by trade. And I wanted to know, how do you feel our legal community or just general professional career, your career has kind of accepted or pushed back on the idea of the fact that you're a lawyer and you also are bold enough to be a model, to be a floral enthusiast, to do other things?
So maybe I should start with my view of my life on a whole about and all the things that I do. I'm the type of person that takes, I think, a holistic approach to my pursuits, meaning that I am a whole person, and my pursuits are things that support me as a whole person, and then also supports my community. And so there's no tension really, because I am pursuing my practice of law. I am pursuing the floral design. I'm pursuing modeling, and I'm pursuing it. I'm doing it in different degrees, and I prioritize based on what my whole life needs. So being a lawyer pays my bills. So I'm going to give that a certain amount of time and focus, because not just in terms of the day-to-day work, but also the development of my practice. I'm going to give that time and energy. I'm also passionate about it, and so it helps that I'm passionate about it. But as long as the things that I'm doing, whatever it is, are feeding me as a whole person, I keep on doing it. And so sometimes it does mean that, so the floral design thing may not happen this month, right? but it doesn't mean it won't happen because I'm passionate about it. I care about it. So I'm going to make the time for it. And because it supports a part of me that needs supporting.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
Absolutely. No, I love that. I think, I agree with you. I think even for myself, even as an attorney, I was always in a non-traditional route. And just people, again, are just so fixated in boxes. And people just feel like if they can't put you in a box, they don't know what to do with you. And so once you have lawyer in your box, it's always like, oh, you go to court, or, oh, you can do my will. And it's like, first of all, there's so many different practice areas of law, right? When you're talking to someone in real estate, why are you asking them if they can go to criminal court with you? Like, get a grip. Understand that we all have different niche areas of practice. And then secondly, you're more than just a lawyer, right? You're more than just a woman. We are multifaceted. So I completely agree with you. Everyone should kind of not only have a holistic approach to their own life, they need to have a holistic understanding for other people so that they are not so limiting in how they communicate. Because I find that so frustrating in the idea that like people just are trying to make sense of something that's not their journey. It's not for you to understand why I do what I do. It's for you to either accept it or not accept it, or, support me or not support me, but not question, right, or undermine the journey. I think that that's very, very fascinating. But along the lines of that.
Yeah. Oh, no, I was just, as you listening to you talking, I'm reminded of a professor I had in law school. He was actually like our writing teacher in Nassau County. I believe he's a judge in Nassau County now. But really great advice on our first day of class. He said, whatever it is you do as in law school and as an attorney, never let go of who you are. And everybody in our class was like, huh? But what does that mean exactly? Like, what are you trying to say? And he's like, look, this is a profession that could, shake who you are at your core, never let go, always you stay true to who you are. Absolutely. And by the end of our first semester, we were all like, thank you so much, because it became clear that you know how it is. Like, it's regardless of wherever you come from, stepping into the legal profession is challenging. And so to stay true to the things that you loved prior to law school or prior to practicing law, and continuing to develop those things is important. And I don't remember his story exactly, but I know that he had a story where it was just like, yes, I'm a prosecutor. He was a prosecutor at the time, but he did the things that he also loved to do, and his life was richer for it, he felt. And so he shared that with us. And I share that with anybody, particularly if you're thinking about becoming an attorney. Take his advice, take my advice, remember you are a whole person. You're not just this thing, not just this one category of human being, and stick to it and stay true to it.
Absolutely. You are listening to Our Voices on the voice of Nassau Community College 90.3 WHPC. My name is Natasha Nurse, and my guest today is Patricia Birch, attorney and model. So we are running out of time, but I do want to go over a couple of things before we get to some rapid fire questions. So first, if I'd love for you to share, just as either as an attorney, as a model, as a floral enthusiast, what's next for you? What are some things that people should be on the lookout for, and where do they go? How do people get in touch with you?
Okay, well, what's next for me personally, and then eventually be out in the world, is that I'm writing a book. I don't know I can't give you many details about it. It's being envisioned as a work of fiction, and I'm actually starting to take writing classes. Nice. But so to help me develop my writing is my first love. So just to continue, to develop that another passion, but also use it as a vehicle to be a teaching tool. But and the character I have in mind is someone that I think will be uplifting and educational, and someone that people reading it can connect with, to sort of put forth the things that I'm about pursuing all your passions and developing as a human being. So that's what's next. And if you want to get in touch with me, you can find me on social media. I am Patricia Glows. That is the name Patricia, GLOWS, all one word, on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Snapchat.
Awesome. Okay. And also, just because I think you have great advice on this, what would you say is like the number one key to loving yourself, loving your body, just being the most empowered version of yourself?
You are worth all the effort it takes to do those things. To love yourself, to feel good about yourself, to be empowered. You are worth it. So that's not even advice. That's me telling you that. And if you don't feel, I'm letting you know that you're worth it. And if you can hear my voice, that means you are worth it. And if you can't hear my voice, it doesn't matter. You are worth it. You're worth that effort that it takes to get to loving yourself, feeling good about yourself, living the life you want to live, doing the things you dreamed of, and you have to. And if you don't feel that way about yourself, and many of us don't, I don't know, for the longest I did not either. Affirm it anyway. And I guess that's the advice. Affirm that you are worthy because you are. And, and if the people who convinced you that you weren't are lying, were or are lying.
Exactly. Absolutely. What is something no one knows about you?
I don't know if there's anything that no one knows about me, to be real, but one thing many people don't know is that I have a background in dance, ballet and tap.
Oh, wow.
Until I was 12 or 13.
Very cool. Awesome. Okay. And what is a book that you're reading right now?
I am reading Start With Why by Simon Sinek. Interesting so far.
Very nice. Yeah, I'm reading a book by Jen Sincero, the You Are a Badass at Making Money, I believe. And
that book.
I love the other one she did, but she's just awesome.
Yes. I you know what? I was reading that book and I put it down and I need to pick it back up. You Are a Badass at Making Money.
Awesome.
You Are a Badass. Great book. Yeah.
How do you like to unwind?
Dance is a big one. Also, just my go-to in a pinch is deep breathing. Just taking a few moments from the diaphragm. I could do that anywhere.
Absolutely. Yeah. Best advice someone's ever told you?
Best advice. It's advice is sort of a quote too from Les Brown, motivational speaker. He didn't give it to me personally, but I watch his stuff on YouTube all the time, and he says anything worth doing is worth doing badly until you get it right.
Very, very deep. Okay. And what is the first thing that you do in the morning?
I say thank you.
I love it.
I think I'm saying thank you to the universe, but I really is coming. I'm like, thank you.
I love it. Well, I would like to thank my guest for coming on the show today. My name is Natasha Nurse, and who was my special guest, Patricia Birch, attorney and model. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
This has been great.
Absolutely. I hope our audience found you both as informative and inspiring as I did. My name is Natasha Nurse. I'm the proud host of Our Voices here on 90.3 WHPC. Our show's creative director is Rudy J. Breedy. Visit nccradio.org. That's www.nccradio.org for more information. This will be available as a podcast on iTunes, Android Podcast, and Spreaker. Our Voices is powered by the Nassau Community College Foundation on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.